Hi guys, welcome again to AZ220 Microsoft Azure IoT Developer. Today we'll be focusing on Lab 11. So Lab 11 will be covering on the Introduction to Azure IoT Edge. As what we do for the other labs, make sure that you have your portal opened ready, you have the steps or the guidelines from GitHub opened, and if you don't know where to get it, you can always check on the description of the video, and the link has been given down there. Make sure you have your IoT reference details like your unique ID and etc. opened as well. So read this scenario to understand how you're applying this particular lab. So without further delay, we're going to go into this session. And for this session, we're going to open the Cloud Shell. In this case, I've already opened my Cloud Shell. So you can just click the link here and then open the Cloud Shell. And similar to the other process, we're going to upload the Lab 11. So in this case, it's Lab 11, and I am going to go into the Lab 11, Setup, and Lab 11 open. And once it's uploaded, you will get a notification like this. So you close it, right? So I'm not going to proceed with the step of listing, but I'm going to straight away go into making directory. So you can actually list it and check. So if you see that you have all the previous lab out there and your lab 11 out here. So copy and paste the commands that you have copied here. You can do it together and you enter. I'm entering into here. So now if you list it, you see that the lab 11 setup file has already been copied. So before you can edit the setup document, you need to change the permission. So let's change the permission, and now you can click the curly braces or the editor document, open it, and then like every other lab, click on lab 11, click on the setup document, change the details to the location and the unique ID here. So unique ID, you can put in your unique ID, and the location of mine will be Southeast Asia. Click on these three dots, save, and then you can close the editor. Okay, if it has not saved, save, then you can close the editor. Alright, and now same like every other lab, we are going to execute the setup, paste the command line and execute it. So here we go. Whatever that's required for these resources already exist. So now we're going to deploy a Linux virtual machine. So in this lab 11, we're going to learn about deploying Linux virtual machine. So up here, we're going to search for resources as virtual machines. So you can choose to copy this and search up there or just type it out. So when you click, you will open virtual machine. So in this case, there's no virtual machines to display. So as the instruction, we're going to click plus button here. We're going to add a virtual machine and create them. So we do not need any more PowerShell for now. We're going to close it. And I've already clicked on it, virtual machine. It's opening. Alright, great. So now we're going to choose a resource group like the previous. We're going to choose a resource group assigned for this AZ220 Microsoft, right? Then we are going to name. So in this case, we're going to create a new resource group. So we're going to say create new. Once a pop-up comes in, you're going to say You're going to copy this, you're going to paste this here, and you're going to say OK. So a new resource group is created. Right? And now for the virtual machine, we are clicking on this for the name, and we're going to put 21, our unique ID there. There we go. And the region, Southeast Asia, for in my case. I'm going to search for Southeast Asia. Where is the Southeast Asia? Alright. And then we see that application, the region down where the IoT hub is provisioned. Alright. So leave the availability to no infrastructure redundancy required. So for the image, we are choosing Ubuntu LTS Gen 1. Okay, here we're going to say unchecked. Alright, and then for the size, we're going to click here, standard. See all the size. Let's look at all the size. Alright, where is all the size? So we're going to choose standard P1 millisecond. Here we go. So, alright, we're going to choose we selected this P1 millisecond, and we're going to say select. Alright, you got it? Right, then we go to the administrator account, type the authentication as password, and confirm the password field. So key in the password and make sure that you remember what you key in. Alright. Sorry. So what we're going to put here, we need to enter a value. So did they give any values? Alright, they did not. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put VM dash KV2103. Alright. So to make sure that I remember them, so I'm going to put username VM dash KV2103. Right, and here we're going to put password 12K. Right, so okay, make sure the password is strong enough. You don't need to tell me the password, right, as long as you remember. Okay, we got it. Alright, inbound SS twin is okay, and review and create. Okay, I'm not going to remember it here. I'm going to just put the basic details that usually I will select. So I'm going to put the password. I'm not going to, definitely not going to tell you, but I'm going to so that I know what I have put in. Okay, so I can't be showing you, but I do need to remember what is. So we are running. Do you know why did we created a new resource group? Because this virtual machine will be charging some subscription credit. So after finishing this particular lab, we are going to remove So as I said, it may take several seconds to deploy the virtual machine. So we can always continue and we can check back whether it has completed the deployment. So we take as much as 5 minutes, so it's running. So that's why I said while it is creating, validated, we click on create. While it is creating, we can always go into the next exercise. But to my surprise, it is very fast. Okay, so I'm just going to go to dashboard. Alright, I'm going to open the shell because the next exercise we are using this shell. So copy this. Alright, once this shell terminal is ready, in this case it's ready, I'm going to execute it. So let's look at it. Right, my mistake. I am supposed to change this to KB2103. You would have done the same. My apology. Change your user ID and then put this again. Paste it again. Enter and let it execute. Command executed successfully. And this is what we see. Yes, exactly perfect. So now we're going to do deployment successful, but we're going to proceed with our this. We're going to paste this, change this to KB2103. In your case, it will be your ID. Please don't put my ID, you will not get it working. Right? So done. We got this. So what do we have to do? Use to configure, copy the value. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and paste it on our string and save it because we're going to use it back again. So the next lab exercise would be lab, means the exercise 4. Wow. So do you want to just check if it is alright? We can refresh it here. Just refresh it. And since the deployment is done, you can see it. Right. I am already seeing it here. But to my surprise, I have two network watcher RG and RG. So eventually I'm going to delete both these resources. So moving to the virtual machine, I'm going to click on the resources we have already refreshed, and we're going to click on this. We're going to open and we're going to pin this. So this is going to be pinned in the dashboard. Right? Pin blade. Okay, oh sorry, I am seeing it here. Right, okay. Pin. We're gonna pin this over there. So let me refresh and see what actually happens. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna come out with this and then I'm gonna push this all the way up. And discard. Okay. I want to adjust back again. and put this here. Move this up here, and I'm going to reduce this size here. So 3 6 tiles, 3 6 tiles. Alright, and I'm going to save it so that I can see both. Alright, so great. So under the VM2 resources, what do we see? 001 VM. See, multiple age has been created with our IDs. So great. So here we are going to open the ID virtual machine. So sorry, stated that we're going to open the virtual machine. Let's click on this. I'm going to close this. Alright. So at the overview, yes. And then we're going to click on connect. And then we're going to click SSH. And then at number 4, we're going to see the example code. Run form. At this command, copy the example code. Alright, let's copy this, and then we're going to paste it in our line. We do not know where it's going to be applied, but we are following the instruction. Okay, so yep, we copied. Right now we're going to open back the Cloud Shell. Sorry, looks like we are using it. Alright, the SSH. So okay, so they're asking us to remove this part and copy this. Do you saw this? Remove. See? Remove that portion. So let's copy this and paste and execute it. Great. Right. So it's asking for, sure you want to continue connecting. Alright. Did we get any prompt? I did not get, so let me just try executing it again. Oh, no such file or directory. Did we miss any steps here? Are we supposed to go to lab 11? I am pretty not sure about that, but we can test and see, because it's not it, it was not stated anywhere on what we should do. It's just stated that the exercise form. Alright, okay, that's created already. Paint. Alright, great. So we copied this, we entered, and let's give it a try. And let's execute and see if it's working here. So CD, I'm moving out, we're executing it here again. No files or directory. Okay, guys, we have completed up to exercise 3. What we will do is I'll create in the next video. Let me figure out on how we can proceed to next, because we are unable to execute line item 11 under the exercise for task 1. So follow me, subscribe to this channel, and I'll be creating a separate video that will be starting from exercise 4, task 1. Alright guys, with that, tata bye bye and don't forget to subscribe.